Cam Newton has finally signed with an NFL organization. Once again, it seems the New England Patriots, of course it was them, are contenders once again, even without Tom Brady. For fantasy football, Cam Newton has been a superstar at the quarterback position, as a great running QB who puts up solid passing numbers as well. With a change of scenery, should we be falling for Cam Newton this year? The short answer is yes, but at the right price. Cam Newton has been a QB1, so finished the year QB1 through 12, 5 out of 8 years since 2012, and that includes last year where he only played 2 games. With his combination of running ability, averages 116 attempts, 600 yards, and 7.8 rushing touchdowns per season in his career, and consistent passing numbers, averaging 3,500 yards and 22 passing TDs in his career, Cam Newton should be a lock as a QB1. There are 3 concerns with Cam Newton being a Patriot. For starters, his foot injury that he sustained last year. The second is the question of what's his rushing volume going to be like in New England, and is the Patriots roster up to his standards to make, a QB1 for fantasy football? First, let's start with the foot injury. Cam only played 2 games in 2019 before getting surgery on his foot, causing him to miss the remainder of the 2019 season. Although he was healthy enough to come back after surgery, they decided not to play him and let him sit out the full year. With Cam's fantasy value coming from his rushing, if his foot injury becomes a lingering issue, then owning him for fantasy may be more of a headache than it's worth to own him. I don't worry about the foot injury as much. I think really sitting out 2019, only playing the 2 games, is the best thing that could have ever happened for Cam Newton. Someone who has routinely missed, a game here or there in an NFL season. It's nice for him to maybe sit out a season, get fully healthy, no aches, no pains, and come into New England and be fully healthy. My other worry is rushing volume. We've never seen Bill Belichick have a mobile QB. Tom Brady was the opposite of mobile. Although I don't worry about the lack of rushing volume because, in my opinion, you don't sign Cam Newton to make him a pocket passer. He's going to be a threat with his legs. I worry that in his age 31 season though, his high volume rushing days are behind him. Historically, big-time rushing QB's rushing volume has dropped significantly around their age 29 to 30 season. Michael Vick is a bit of an outlier in this area as I was looking at all-time rushing QB yardage-wise. He's number 1. So his age 27 and 28 season, he was in prison. So he was out of the NFL completely for 2 years. Came back his age 29 season in Philadelphia, played for Andy Reid, and was mostly a backup, played sparingly here or there. Then his age 30 season, that's when he fully started. He had 100 attempts for 676 yards and 9 touchdowns. Then fast forward to his age 31 season, he missed some games due to injury and had 76 attempts for 589 yards and 1 touchdown. So if he played the full 16 both seasons, the numbers probably would have been similar. But notice what I said. If he played the full 16, which Mike Vick, as a rushing quarterback, routinely never did. Randall Cunningham at his age 27 season had 118 attempts for 942 rushing yards and 5 TDs. Then, his age 28 season, he missed the entire year, getting hurt on opening day. His age 29 season, his rushing numbers took a step back, with 87 attempts for 549 yards and 5 touchdowns. Still pretty good numbers. Then, his age 30 season, he only played 4 games. Then, his age 31 season came back from injury, and his numbers dropped even more. They went from 87 attempts to 65 attempts, 549 yards to 288, and 5 touchdowns to 3 touchdowns. Lastly, let's look at Steve Young, because he's number 4 all-time in rushing yards, which I was actually surprised by, and Cam Newton's actually 3, so skip the 4. Steve Young in his age 30 season had 66 attempts for 415 yards, 4 TDs in 11 games. And if he played the full season, he would have over 100 attempts, over 600 yards, and 5 to 6 TDs. His age 31 season still had good rushing numbers, 76 attempts for 537 yards and 4 TDs. Age 32, 69 attempts for 407 and 2 TDs. Then his age 33 season is when he hit the big decline, with 58 attempts for 293 yards and 7 TDs. Weird touchdown number there, but after his age 33 season, he missed a lot of time due to injuries. So I'm not saying Cam Newton will regress. What I am trying to say is historically and statistically, the world-renowned QB rushers have missed time due to injury after their age, 30, 31 seasons. That's where Cam Newton is right now going into his 31-year-old season. The Patriots roster is lacking a little bit in the wide receiver department. Julian Edelman is still there, but going into his age 33 season, so who knows when he really starts to fall off or break down even worse than he has, in the past couple of years. You have Mohamed Sanu, who's a late trade last year for the Patriots at the trade deadline. You have Marquise Lee, who was a free agent signing after tearing his ACL, and you have second-year receiver N'Keal Harry. So not a lot of proven commodities at wide receiver. My opinion on drafting Cam Newton really comes down to one thing. Where do you have to get him? What's his price? If he's falling in the 6th round with, Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, Drew Brees, 7th round with Tom Brady, I'm going to have to pass. There's just a lot of unknowns going to a brand new system. Is he fully healthy, which I believe he is, but you never know with, NFL these days. Where are you getting him? If he's going to fall into maybe, the 9th, 10th round with Josh Allen, Carson Wentz, Matt Stafford, Daniel Jones, Ben Roethlisberger, I will take Cam Newton gladly over almost all those other options. If you think that Bill Belichick isn't going to use Cam Newton as a runner, I just think that's silly. I mean, Bill Belichick's smart enough to know what his strengths are at QB. He decided, listen, Jarrett Stidham, he ain't our guy. We're going to sign Cam Newton. They're going to use him as a runner and a passer, of course, because he's a quarterback, but they're going to use him as a runner. I think that the Patriots would be stupid not to, and Bill Belichick will come up with some good formations, some good goal line, strategy for him to get touchdowns. Tom Brady got goal line touchdowns too doing QB sneaks. If you don't think Cam Newton could do the same, then I just think you're a Patriot and a Cam Newton hater. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you liked the video, leave a like down below. Comment, where do you think Cam Newton's going to go fantasy-wise? I think he's going to be in that QB probably 15 to 10 range. I mean, it's going to pick up as we go through the offseason some more, as August comes around. It's going to get draft season here soon. Hopefully we still have an NFL season, but I think Cam Newton's going to be one of those high-rising guys. If you want to check out any more fantasy football videos I have done in the past, they'll be in the description below, or there'll be a notification at the top of the screen or the end card because we're at the end of the video. But I really do appreciate you guys watching once again, and I'll see you guys next time.